All right, take two. So I want to go over a concept of building a site. This will be a static site and going from a staging to main or production. And typically I'd have a lot of unit tests and other things so I could just stay on mainline. But as I let Bolt do the work, even when not, especially with this pattern is nice because I can let it keep working, see results deployed, and then decide if I want it or not. It's pretty easy. So right now we have Coolify set up with the Amherst AI testing. And I call it testing because I'm just showing somebody what we can do with this particular technology, which is this Flowwise chat. And so in Coolify, it's set up the environment's production. It has a URL, and I'll explain that. And then it has its environment. So it's Git source, and its Git source is this domain, sorry, this GitHub repo in this branch. So we're gonna just now do a staging area. So in this case, when I go to Bolt and I start a new chat, because sometimes it's hard to continue chats in Bolt. So what I've decided for the most part is I just paste the URL in here again and again. And I don't like that, but I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I do Bolt a lot, so I'm not willing to give up on it. So I do that and get started. And the reason I don't continue on chats, I do it though too, but sometimes other people I know on the team are working on it and it just never seems that great, but whatever. But if you just kick off like new, then you can set up all your integrations if you had them. But right now I'm just doing GitHub, so it's already set to go. But I want to make this the active branch, and I could have made the branch here, but I made it in part one, which just got deleted, so that I can do part two and not mess up. And this is the branch I'm going to now make the active branch for Bolt. So let's see if I can click those buttons and do it. And so now we're on staging. So what this means is when I make a change here, I want it to go to staging. And I want Coolify to deploy that. So one moment, let me pause for a moment and fix something. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Coolify first. And I'm gonna make the environment under the project. And then I'm gonna go make the deployment happen with the URL. And then we'll deploy an update. But you could just do all the work right now in Bolt and deploy it after. Either way doesn't matter. So I'm gonna say new environment, create or edit. And I think, here we go, add. We'll call it staging. And so I won't really mess with production. I guess I could because this is, anyways, yes, I could. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Now this is the GitHub app and I'm gonna put it on this server and I'm gonna use the GitHub app I made in another video, which in a few clicks just connects with your repo in a way that's really nice because all the webhooks and everything are built in. So now I get a lot more benefits than just token-based access. And I'm gonna load that repository. Now, when I load that, this is the one place I messed up before, so I'm gonna make sure I choose staging here. And this is gonna be our staging. You could fix it later on, but just so you know. Okay, so I'm gonna say Amherst AI staging. And then this one, I'm gonna paste everything in there. Let's see if I have it already. So now we have Amherst staging. Now, while I do something, I'm gonna explain how this works. So we're going to say save and we're ready to go. We're going to deploy. There's no environment variables in this guy because it's so simple. But we'll do one next time with Superbase as I move uswork into this pattern. But basically at this point, this goes, I want to show you about DNS. So I said to my DNS provider, you know what, star.apps will go to here. And that's the Coolify server. And then when it gets any domain name like foo.apps, the domain, it will then figure out where to go because it's just built into how Coolify does things with traffics and other stuff. So it's really nice. So the first deployment will take about 2 minutes sometimes, but after that, it's typically like 20 seconds for these more static websites. Now we will do a more complex website with Superbase migrations. We will do that after, not in this video. Okay, so about 2 minutes, and that's only because it's a fresh install. So at this point, I can go here and I can see the staging site. Now, I want to change something so we can go see the difference. So let me go look. We're going to go back to Bolt and we're going to tell Bolt to edit some text. It's hard because I don't know what to change, but let's just do this. I'm going to just not click on that. I'm going to click on this guy. All right. Just give that a moment. All right, so now if you think about it, it first speaks to GitHub because we've made the connection. So if we go to GitHub and we reload this page and we click on staging, we can see that it just happened, that we just did something just now. And then we can see in Coolify that it deployed that quickly, which is really nice, in 16 seconds. So now if we go there once again, unless we have a cache issue, which we shouldn't, it's gone. So it's really that easy or quick. It's really nice. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm really impressed. So now if I'm ready to go live, what do I want to do? And this is easy as well. It's a few steps I don't really like, but they're there. And I'm sure we could automate it. But if I was to create a new pull request, now typically it will tell me I'm ready for a pull request. So let me just do this. We're going to say new pull request. I'm going to say I want to push my staging into main. And then it will say you have a file changed. I'm going to create and create. Now I'm going to give it a moment. And I know Coolify will do preview builds, but this is different. And I don't want to do preview builds. I usually don't even want a staging branch. But now that I'm in the world of AI and in these building tools, and I don't really want to run 100 tests, I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to now merge the pull request because I'm happy with it. Now, I would usually hit this on a more, and I do this in another video where I use AI to automate QA and go click and do all the things, and then I know it's passing. So I could automate all that and wait for that, but this is just keeping it simple. And the one thing you don't want to do is delete the branch. If you do, it's no big deal. You can recover it, but just don't. And that's it. So now if we look at projects, Amherst AI, and we go to production and we go here, we'll see we're probably done. Yeah, 11 seconds ago with our next deployment on this URL. So we see it go all the way through, just like that. That's it. 2 branches, do your pull request. You can even automate that when you're ready. Like my QA could go and trigger the pull request and be done. Honestly, it would be totally doable. But I want to focus on next time the super base migration patterns, because those are a little bit trickier, but not hard at all. They're just, I want to do them in a way that they work well with this. All right, thank you.